My friends, it brings me no great pleasure to share with you that the official favorite bar of Qualified Nonsense, even though only a third of us have been there, will soon be closing its doors. Friend of the pod and former and future guest Eli Green of Stumblebum Brewery in Troy, Michigan, has made the tough decision to spin down regular operations starting in September. I have it on good authority that they'll have some opportunities in September for guests to stop by and share and a drink and a laugh while they chip away at the remaining inventory, which, by the way, is some of the best goddamn beer and delicious food I've ever had. And sure, I might be a little biased because Eli's a friend of mine and he's a goddamn gentleman, and I'm also a critical food and drink critic. Shut up, you're crying. If you're in or around Detroit or Troy, Michigan, show some love and have some delicious food and beer. Check Stumblebum Beer, that's Stumblebum Beer on Instagram for those selective hours I mentioned. Eli, I hope you know that you did a bang-up job and you're a fucking boss. Also, come back on the show. Okay, my name's Jake.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Qualified Nonsense. Oh, man. Yeah.
The format of the show has changed. We talk about death. And
yeah, now everything's sort of doom and gloom.
Are we all wearing sunglasses to avoid crying?
Yeah, no, it's
to hide our tears.
It's both to hide tears and to look badass, and I think we are getting about 50% of it taken care of. So
yeah, achieved.
Yeah, I figured I'd open with that because Eli, good friend of the pod. You know, tough time out there for small businesses, but what he made was fucking great, and it's too bad that it has to come to a close. But yeah, if you're around, check him out.
Eli's one of those guys, though. One door closes, three more open. So can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, best of luck. I didn't get to try any of his beer, but if he wants to send any live yeast samples this way,
quote unquote, yeah,
yeah.
If anybody ever wants to know how to ship beer, that just when you go there, package it well, and all you have to tell them is it's live yeast samples, and they'll just say, okay.
Nice.
And away it goes. You're a distributor.
I definitely thought you said shit beers. And I was like, huh?
Oh.
But you said ship beers, and now I understand what we're talking.
Yeah.
Is that a loophole? Is that's something you can get away with?
Yeah.
Nice. Good job, team. Circumvented the law.
But yeah, on to bigger and better things for Eli.
Yep. Here's hoping. And hopefully we'll get you back on. You can tell us all about your next adventure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of this sad, mopey shit.
On with the show. All right. The format of our show is pretty simple. We grab some questions from Reddit and answer them. Could be advice, silly questions, serious questions. Either way, we're severely underqualified to answer them, and what we say is most likely nonsense. But before we do that, if you'd like to watch us on YouTube and see our nice sunglass backwards hat faces, find us at youtube.com/@qualifiednonsense. Don't forget to support our show on Patreon at patreon.com/qualifiednonsense. Feel free to drop us a line at qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or connect with us on our socials or find us over on our Discord server. If you or someone you know would make a great guest on a future episode of Qualified Nonsense, like Eli, please let us know. And now let's get to Reddit's most pressing queries.
We're dangerous.
Top question here is from the Ask Reddit subreddit username Wraith136.
Ooh.
They ask, what is a skill that takes less than an hour to learn but makes you look like an absolute genius to others?
Ooh. I like this question. An hour to learn. Are there any well, no, I guess like simple magic tricks. There are a couple of fun magic tricks that are like, whoa, that you can learn in under.
Mm-hmm.
This is a boomer response, but tying knots. Like you could, like go into any kid these days and be like, do this. And like, oh, I don't know, my shoe's all Velcro,
Yeah. Well, I thought you meant like any knot. Like there are some
I mean any
good
knot, but I was trying to say they're so dumb they don't even tie their shoes.
Okay, I don't know.
Krisha, I think a few Christmases ago, Krisha got me a knot tying book, like a book on like different knots, because
That's
I said
cool.
I wanted to learn that.
Sweet.
And, I haven't learned any, but I'll crack it one of these days.
You should. When I was doing theater, there was a part of the set, like at the university I went to, the set construction class, there was a knot section where you'd have to like tie baffles and stuff and make them safe. And I remember there was one of them that was really tough to do, that you only got 3 shots to do it. Basically, there was a particular way you had to like thread the rope, and it was really easy to mess up, and you had like 3 chances to do it. And then if you didn't get it on the 3rd chance, and I think I got it on the 3rd chance, because I goofed it up the first 2 times, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to fail this.
When we first got our boat, I watched YouTube tutorials, an embarrassingly a lot of time watching YouTube tutorials on knots. And you only get 1 chance when your boat's coming in, and you got to hook up to a cleat and get it just right.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Shit.
I mean, I feel like with YouTube, you can learn a lot of skills pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time, probably, less than an hour for a lot of things. And I guess it depends on like how impressive of a skill it is. But like Jake mentioned, like I learned like a couple card tricks that were like kind of, they seem more advanced than they are, but they're pretty easy to learn, and like the payoff is pretty great. Like one where like you I learned one where you like have somebody draw a card, and then they put it back like randomly in the deck, but of course you know where the card is, and then you like spell out the card. Like let's say it's like the Jack of Clubs, and so you're like, okay, I can figure out what your card is. It's JACKOFCLUBS, and then the next card you flip is their card. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I saw
like
it's a mathematical probability, because the one that I saw was doing that, but you make 3 piles, and each pile has 4 cards, but you spell out what you say, hey, tell me your card. You put them all out there, and then on that final one you flip them all over, and it's right there.
Yeah,
like somebody figured that out just based off of math.
And they're pretty easy to learn, but I feel like the payoff is really high. Like people are like, holy shit, like
yeah.
Get people to pull guns on you.
Yeah, what is it? The ROI on there is pretty high. Honestly, like this can also be done by going to the store and getting a handful of materials, but and probably visiting YouTube. But sweating copper pipes is actually pretty straightforward, and it's like an advanced skill to do, like to hold water. It's really basically like it's easy to understand what's happening, and then to do it well enough to have it hold water is like a step more, but you can get the satisfaction of like making it, not necessarily making it pretty, but making it hold water, like anyone can do. And having something that was previously a tube, like a cylinder, the empty cylinder on either side, have it then hold water, that's a pretty great feeling to be like, oh shit, I did that. Yeah, it's
so
a little
go
bit
on
complex,
RedTube
but...
and look up sweating pipes.
Yeah, okay.
That was RedTube you were talking about, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
Okay.
less than an hour. Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like YouTube type stuff, like fixing things, you watch a 10-minute video and it's like, okay. And then you do, like, I looked up a video for like our dishwasher wasn't spraying. And so I looked up a video for like our model and all that. And basically I took apart the pump that pumps water, and there's a little like a sticker that you find on like the bottom of a plate or a cup or whatever, like lodged in the pump, and it was preventing the pump from spraying. And so I removed that, and dishwasher worked fine. And it's like, oh, like I'm a genius.
Yeah, no, it's so incredibly satisfying, especially when you're like, oh, if I would have called a mechanic, or not a mechanic, what are they called? Like a
plumber?
I guess a plumber.
Specialist.
Appliance, yeah, an appliance person. A handyman. That would have cost you a pretty penny to just pull a sticker out. That's also fun.
Or the average person that's just like, it's dead. Need to buy a new one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, like, kind of going back to the magic tricks, learning to count cards doesn't take very long.
Oh, yeah,
to do
you
it.
Talked about that.
But then, like practicing does take a little bit, but like actually learning it, like it's a pretty simple concept with a single deck. I guess
a moment to learn, a lifetime to master.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, almost all casinos, like very, very, very few blackjack tables will have single deck blackjack, I think, because it's...
I can't think I don't think any casino would have a single deck blackjack.
After I learned, I did go to Spirit Mountain Casino in Oregon, and they had a single deck blackjack table.
How'd you do?
I played for like an hour without really like going up or going down, but
that's pretty impressive.
But yeah, it's pretty easy to learn to count cards. Single deck, yeah, multi-deck, I don't know.
Like lifting credit cards. I mean, I see the people that yeah,
like pickpocket.
I see like lifting credit card numbers digitally. I see the people that get arrested for it, and I was like, there is no way that they're smarter than me, and they figured out how to do this. It's like, I remember when that first came out, you're like, whoa, people can lift credit cards? Like, that's crazy. Like, whoa.
Like, what does that mean? Like skimming credit cards, or
stealing their numbers and shopping with them, or skimming them? Like, now they have all that data entry, right? Because they on the credit card plates on the Veriphones now, they have those like tape seals to verify that it's not a plant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all that stuff is digitally legible given the right tools.
Yeah. Would you also say like trading stocks? I think like basic stock trading is relatively simple to learn, but then you hear people say terms that you don't understand, like, oh, I set a stop loss at, $2 from the candlestick. It's just like terms, but it's like when you know what they're saying, it's like, okay, so it's just this and this, like, is really what you mean.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, like, it probably takes more than an hour, but any sort of like vernacular that's happening in a specific space, it's pretty fun to like get a cheat sheet on it and be like, oh, basically like as in the example of stock trading, like if you were to have like an acronym and verbiage cheat sheet, you'd be like, oh, okay, I can
I feel
make
like
sense
you'd
of
be
this.
able to pick it up quicker rather than being intimidated by it because you're like, I don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's like those travel phrase books for when you're going. It's like, do you have protection?
Where's the library?
Where's the library?
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't do stock trading, like,
No.
so I don't.
Clearly, we have a podcast that's doing.
Come back for more financial advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you want to start a podcast, then you will make $12 every 3 months. Then
yeah, that's right. We just got to pay out. Thank you, patrons, by the way.
Yeah.
Now the IRS knows.
Isn't it?
Well,
like
go ahead.
If you make more than $600 a year or something, then
yeah, what are they going to do? That would be hilarious if we got chased down by the IRS. In fact,
they don't even know who we are.
Yeah, they can't tell.
With all these facial.
That's what.
Since we all have our flock cameras on.
Yeah, I'll reach under my couch cushions and be like, "Oh, here's your 40 cents that I owe you."
Here's a vacuum. Go find it yourself.
Yeah, go find it yourself.
Brandon, something that you started doing recently was you went down the world of eBay. You're starting to make money on eBay.
Are you eBaying? Oh, that's right. You're selling some stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that used to be kind of intimidating back in the day. Also, like, how do I list it? How do I get paid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's something that. I mean, you don't really need to take any time to learn. You just need to do it.
Yeah.
I also kind of feel that way. Like I did try my hand at stand-up a number of years ago, and I really don't think you need to take any classes or anything like that. Like, it's just something I mean, yeah, you do need to, like, write jokes or prepare an act, but, like, there's not really anything to learn other than just going up and doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with something like that, it comes with like the thing that makes you better is, and in fact, probably with everything that we mentioned, the thing that makes, like, you can do it, but the thing that makes you better is practice and experience in that. I'm interested to hear what
classes.
But I guess I don't think, like, a lot of stand-ups are geniuses, so
no, yeah,
I think they're just very. I think they're better storytellers than I think people actually give them credit for.
Some are, certainly.
I mean, obviously not the one-liners, but I mean, even then, Mitch Hedberg, right? He was a one-liner, but I would say he kind of created a story for himself. He created a storyline for who he is and what.
So in New York, I ran and being in the theater industry, so we would go to, like, parties or have people over that were, like, either writers or comics or whatever. And I found that writers and comics, oftentimes you can sort of tell when you're just having a normal conversation with them. It feels like they're fishing for, like, content, not content,
their next
like
character.
Kind of. It almost feels like I've definitely been in a room before where you're having, like, a kitchen conversation or like at a party or something, and you could tell that they were sort of, like, trying stuff out to see how people would react. And I'm like, oh, like, you could just tell that it's, like, inauthentic. And that I found that really stressful for whatever reason. And that was with writers, but also, like, with people who did stand up. And like, I did feel like
their interest in you is
for the next joke in there. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. And if it was, like, interest in something that had happened to me, I could tell by the way they were sort of like,
yeah, because they want to get up on stage and be like, but no, really, I was sitting next to this guy and he hit me in the balls, and all I did was I was just talking to, like, they want that story so they can feel like it's represented.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm sure I was probably reading into it too much at the time, but I definitely there were times where I'd like talk to people and I was like, and I'd be like, oh man, I got a weird vibe from that person, and I would later find out that they were a stand-up, and I'm like, oh, that's what they were doing. They were sort of like
on me, wasn't he?
They were like, it almost felt like, yeah, like trying to figure out how they could use the content, which made me feel
so give them something to talk about.
So I sack tapped them for good measure.
The top answer here is basic Excel formulas.
Ooh.
People start treating you like the office wizard.
Straight up.
My mouse pad under my keyboard is one giant. It's this big and that big. It's all Excel shortcuts.
There's that video of the freak in the sheets.
Yeah. There's a coffee mug of it too.
Nice. Yeah,
Excel's it fun. Does seem like if somebody can build like a macro or whatever, they're a genius. And then I feel like if you're good at something like that, then you become the office go-to for,
which has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks.
Job security.
Yeah.
I will say also, I think it's equal parts dangerous, but also equal parts creative. Is if you spend an hour learning Canva, and then you can be like, oh, you want a flyer? And you can make a pretty elegant flyer in under an hour if you have the Prime. I know there's graphic designers that listen. I know you're related to them. I'm not saying it makes them a graphic designer.
No.
But especially now with all the AI slop flyers that are coming out, if it shows you put any sort of interest in it, I think that usually yields a decent, like, oh, you know what? Jake could make that. He made his own birthday invitation last time.
Yeah. Figma also is one of these sort of like diagrammy, like pseudo artistic, like pamphlet
what about
creators.
Ligma, no.
You said that it came out at such a volume.
That'll be a great YouTube clip for somebody to be like, why did I stop here again? We got a comment last week of like, oh, is this a bald cast? It's like, oh, fuck you, dude.
I didn't see that one.
It's either, I think it's all on YouTube, whatever.
That's what we should do. We should do like, the After Dark stuff is just like ripping people new ones in.
Just go and being trolls on other people.
Yeah. This person hurt my feelings, so I'm going to talk shit about them behind a paywall. This person's just
trying to help me tie a knot. What is your dad dead or something?
That's funny. Is this a bald cat?
Fucking bastard.
Well, I mean, bitch. They're not wrong.
It's not tonight. I almost spilled my Coca-Cola.
You're medio litro?
Oh.
I got the big bottles.
Wait, tell me. So, Matt, for the listeners, the exclusive listeners, Matt's got a bottle of Mexican Coke. What do you find that Mexican you drink those cocaine. with cocaine? Coca. Do you find that you have cocaine with Mexican food or by itself? Because I only have those when I'm also getting like 12 tacos.
Yeah, I know there's people that do that. I like that's their thing. I get a Coke, but I don't need it to be in a bottle. The only reason my wife went to Costco today and they didn't have the Coke Zero, and she's like, "Do you want Mexican bottles?" I was like, "Yeah, do that. It's more expensive, but why not?"
Por favor.
Such a little
I
sweet
would like
treat,
to
I see.
do like a blind taste test with, like American Coke versus Mexican Coke, because I feel like a lot of, like, my hot take is that a lot of the what people feel is it being better is that it's in a glass bottle versus a can or a plastic bottle.
Well, the Mexican Cokes are cane sugar.
Right. But I'm saying,
Brandon is challenging that if it actually tastes better or not.
Or tastes different. Is there a difference?
I can taste a difference. I don't know that I prefer one over the other. But
right. And so that would be the blind tasting part, would be like, you wouldn't necessarily know which one, so that when you tasted it, you're like, I think I like this one better. Do you think, no, well, I guess that's the question then. Matt, do you think that in a blind taste, you could say like, this is the Mexican Coke, and you still don't have necessarily a preference, but you could pick them out individually?
I think I could, yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel like I prefer drinking things out of a glass bottle, but I don't know if that's just psychological, if it's...
like you're just a bougie gal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody would tell you there's a difference, but if you put them next to each other and said which one's which, yeah. I think obviously your scope would go down for those that actually get it.
I like to think that I could also determine the difference, but I'm not confident enough to actually do it. You know what I mean? Because I'd hate to be wrong. Yeah. I'd hate to like eat my words.
We should now if you put like Diet Coke and regular Coke next to each other, absolutely. There is like a preferential, I feel like, between those two people.
Between what?
Right, of course.
Regular Coke and Diet Coke.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a taste difference, and there are people that can identify it.
Yeah, I could identify it.
Yeah, like I can tell the difference between like Coke Zero, Diet Coke, regular Coke, but...
vanilla Coke, cherry Coke.
I think I've had so much Coke at this point. It's just that I can, and it's usually not Mexican Coke, that it does taste like, it just tastes like good sugar.
I've had so much Coke, I'll never sleep again.
The Coke we get here in a can, it's still good. I still like it, but there is that little like, it does taste a little bit better.
I have a problem at work where they have just like a soda fountain, like free to go.
God damn.
I have to stay away from it, because Coke, I do like Coke, and I'm like, I'll just have one today. And I'm like, maybe I'll have another one.
What's it, like a freestyle machine?
What? No, it's just like a, yeah. It's got like 6 or 8 beverages on it, and Coke is one of them. It's like
nice.
It's like a regular, like a cafeteria style.
Okay. Have you seen a freestyle machine? They're cool. They're like, you can pick the main, and then it opens up, and it's like, do you want vanilla, strawberry?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Like
you can dose. You can dose.
You could dose.
They use those, and they use the data from them to like inform their decisions about like what products they should bring to the market. Like,
just go to it and hold it and run it out.
Well, no, I mean, like, yeah, they'll say like, a lot of people are getting, diet vanilla Dr. Pepper or whatever, so we're gonna make diet vanilla Dr. Pepper in cans and sell that in stores, and that kind of a thing.
It's like those police camera monitors,
flock cameras.
Yeah, those ones.
Well, no,
except
heaven forbid they get data for what their customers want. Just also comes with their credit card information and phone number.
Yeah, exactly. You think they're not matching that shit up? Big brother, man. Big brother, man. That's why we're making an internet podcast.
Baldcast.
This person says picking a lock. You can get a cheap lock picking kit on Amazon that comes with a transparent lock and some pick tools. Once you figure it out, it's ridiculously easy to pick most standard locks.
That's
Would
badass.
would like jumping a car be in the same vein? Because like most standard locks don't exist on cars now, and I don't think you can jump those.
Yeah, but
Like
you can unlock like a
locking
shed and steal some expensive shit.
Yeah,
True.
this person says
Very
cheapest way to get a new bike.
Well, should we
Can
take a
you
break
even
and
boost cars anymore?
That's what I was saying. Is like you don't like cars now don't have typical locks.
Well, I guess they have those. Have you seen those videos of people with the big antennas that like walk between because the fob and the car are always talking to each other? Like there's little pings back and forth, and people go in and steal that information with those big antennas. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Like they walk
No.
around at night between like in the people's driveways between the car and the house, and they just sort of wave these big antennas around, and they've got little devices that collect the data. So yes, you can boost cars still. I'm just now remembering, and they do
Jake,
it
are
in a
you getting enough
technologically
sleep these days?
Huh?
Are you getting enough
No,
sleep these days? Okay.
boosting cars
There's
like a
men at night
motherfucker
that
though.
walk around with a big satellite.
Yeah, you know, man. But they just want my information in my butt sometimes. But like, you know, I'm happy to play
Your dreams
ball.
are wild.
Thanks, man. Thanks for noticing. Matt, I think you said something about a break. Oh, jeez.
Take a break and go learn how to pick a lock.
Definitely. Be right back. And welcome back. Our next question. Let's see. I'll leave it up to the panel here. Do you want a salacious question? Do you want a am I the asshole question?
Those both sound fun. Let's do Am I the
pick one.
Asshole?
Okay. This one's perfect because I feel like it encompasses two things both of you are known for. So this
Great hand
comes
jobs.
to
Going skiing.
Yes. This comes to us from the Am I the Asshole Here subreddit. Username. Oh, I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, cool guy.
That
you
one
look like-
strange kid.
With the glasses like that, you look like Bob from Clerks. Silent Bob.
Oh, cool.
For a moment. Sorry. Continue.
They say, am I the asshole here for showing up 15 minutes early to a D&D session at the DM's house? My husband and my friend groups... Okay, this is... I'm going to switch to my glasses because this is getting too hard to read.
I'm going to turn the lights up because I
And
can't
then I
see
might switch
shit.
back. Okay. My husband and my friend group started a D&D campaign and decided to do it on Monday nights once a month. The sessions are held at the DM's house, which is Dungeon Masters for those not in the know, and agreed to start at 6:45 p.m. My husband and I are always early to everything, and we showed up 15 minutes early. We knocked on the DM's door 3 times before the DM opened it and asked us what we were doing there so early in an annoyed/angry tone. The DM then asked us to wait outside because his girlfriend was changing and made us wait on their porch until 6:45, and they opened the door to let us in. Ever since then, the DM has made it a point to say not to come early to the sessions. Are my husband and I assholes for showing up early? This happened one time, and my husband and I showed up early. We wait in the car until the specified time. Shortly after this, I got a text from the DM's girlfriend of a video portraying a person hyper cleaning before company comes over and jokingly stated it was her and the DM. I'm just so confused as to why showing up 15 minutes before the agreed upon time is so atrocious that it needs to be stated every session now. Is this normal? Are we the weird ones?
Did you speak friend and enter?
I feel like, people have peculiarities, and if they don't have a lot of like home time together, maybe they were bumping uglies, or they were like, people are weird, and like let them be weird. If you show up somewhere early and you like, well, first of all, like knocking a bunch of times when you're early, what would you guys do?
I'd probably
I'd knock once and I'd take a walk. I'd
like
walk
Matt,
around
did you say
the block.
you would go in?
No, I'd say if somebody was doing that to me, I'd let them in. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, no. From the perspective of the people knocking, if you're 15 minutes early, you knock and you don't get an answer, are you gonna knock again?
Maybe they're vacuuming. Knock louder.
I don't know. I would take a walk around the block. Because I'm like, oh, I am 15 minutes early, and they're clearly not. They either didn't hear me, they're not home, or they clearly don't want to answer the door. But I'm not.
I would maybe just sit in my car until others showed up. And
yeah,
then just
exactly.
wait for somebody to go up to the door, and then they answer, and then.
So while I don't think it's like, I don't think they're assholes. I think they're maybe a little unobservant of like that. It's different.
Yeah.
Different people prefer different things, and like let that be that.
In all transparency, I'm always the early one, and there have been times where
this is why I picked this.
We're like we're 15 minutes early, and if it's I've learned over the years that there's two different settings. If you're 15 minutes early to a reservation, sure, go on in, get the table if they'll seat you, have a drink, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a house party or a house setting, be early, but yeah, either wait for others to show up or wait until like maybe wait till 5 minutes before.
Yeah, I feel like if you're hosting people at your house and you say, give a time, 6:45, that's when they are ready for people to come in their house, and like but yeah, if it is like, oh, we're meeting at this bar or this restaurant at 6:45, then whatever. Get there
more
whenever
neutral,
you want.
right?
Like
if it's more neutral ground like that,
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I also think that right, like I think it would take once to sort of get the hint, because it sounds like they continued to show up early and like sat right outside their house. I don't know. Take the hint. Like, again, do a lap.
Wait, I thought they said this only happened once.
Well,
yeah. It said it happened once, and then they made it a point, to say, please don't show up early.
But then didn't they say they continued to show up early, but just sit in their car outside? Like I'd especially if they continued to mention it and you're still not there, that means they have a problem with you sitting outside.
Get a laser pointer and shine it through their windows. Are
you the asshole? No, I don't think so. I think they're probably just kind of weird. The DM household is a little bit weird, but like, I don't know, let them be weird. That's their domain.
But it could also be that, maybe like they say 6:45, and so you're like, okay, it's 6:30. I have time to take a shit, and then like you go to the bathroom and.
I never do that.
You hear some knocking at your door, especially like 3 times.
Just a minute.
Damn it! Like,
I'm cleaning my room. Yeah, no, that's
storm
a really
in
good
the caves here.
Yeah, if they've got like, if they're very regular, absolutely.
Also, it sounded like they may have it being Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if they're ones that like cosplay as well, but it's like, oh, my girlfriend needed to change. Like, was she not in her Gollum outfit or something yet? And like you kind of ruined the like the theme or the dungeon master telling the story.
Don't look at me, I'm hideous.
I mean, it could be a thing where, like one person says, okay, like people are coming over at 6:45, and they're like, okay, well, I don't get off work till whatever 6:30, so I'll have time to change or whatever. And
I
don't know, like everybody has different circumstances, and
I'm not in my centaur outfit yet. Give me a minute.
I guess if you're not ready, for company 15 minutes before people come over, then maybe you should push the start time up.
Yeah.
That's also my kind of thing, is like if there's 15 minutes to go to the party, I would hope to God I have everything done. You know.
What's interesting about D&D also is that there's a bunch of people getting into the same call or the same room, and they are role playing for an extended period of time. So they're able to basically, like, high level pretending. And I have to imagine that comes out in the game too in some capacity, like whatever the discomfort is between the couples or and the DM. I bet that manifests in other ways. So it's like, I don't know. I bet that's an awkward group. I know I say this a lot. Listeners, get in the comments. I'm so interested in how people would approach this, because it seems a little bit innocuous, but it's clearly something that
turn
people
off all my lights until 6:40.
I guess maybe there's a lack of communication where, like, if they're like, okay, come over at 6:45. So does that mean like we start the game at 6:45, or does that mean that's when you want us there?
What's the earliest I can be there?
Now, when I play Dungeons and Dragons, it's usually like hey, we're gonna start at 9:30 or 10 or whatever it is, and there's usually about 30 minutes of like bullshit banter before we try and get into the game. So it's like a squishy start time, or it's like a squishy join time, and we're going to try and start at this specific time. So like one would hope that the DM would specify show up time versus play time. I don't know. What are people saying in the comments on the great space of Reddit?
And this person says, we start our D&D session at 1:30. Some players are in person, some virtual. I tell people show up anytime after 1 and be ready to start playing at 1:30.
There you go.
Before that, I would say start at 1 and people would show up at 5 or 10 after, and then God damn, this is getting hard to read. With the sunglasses. We'd start by 1:30 anyway. This hasn't changed much, but makes me less stressed about people showing up too early or starting too late. So, yeah, if you say, hey, you can come over at this time, we'll start at this time. Like if they said you can come over at 6:45, we'll start at 7. Like that
also,
sort of thing.
I think that's like the most appropriate too, because if this is for a game, it's not like, oh, we're just having a party and you guys can come anytime after 1, and it's like people can come and go. This is a game where everybody needs to be present or online to say, hey, feel free to log into the chat room, I'll be on anytime after 1, but I want to have a hard start time by 1:30. Like being super specific, like the game will start with or without you at 1:30.
And not to characterize people who generally play D&D, but one of the benefits of that, or the thing that people are drawn to D&D for, is the ability to role play and sort of be outside of themselves and not have their own personal anxieties of communication, and being able to sort of like take on a different persona to then be able to be a little more free. And I wonder if the DM and or the couple in their normal life or in their personal skin are less comfortable having difficult conversations or or communicating effectively. And that's why I brought up the thing of like maybe in the game there's some tension too, because like maybe their characters show up places early too, and the DM's like, stop doing that.
I'm gonna say what enticed me and what enticed you are two very different things, because in my world I wanted to be a big busty elf. That's why I joined D&D.
Because you wanted to be a big busty elf?
Yeah, going around trolling for trolls.
So Matt, you said like, you do have a tendency to show up early to things. So you don't do this if you are going to someone's house?
No, we'll still be early, but it's marginal enough that we can sit. Sure, it's like 10 minutes early, and we'll wait. But
what goes through your mind if you're late to something? Like, do you?
Oh God!
May as well not even go.
Man,
Just turn around and go home.
Well, like if it's a casual
we'll do it live.
social function thing, like, do you?
So I know where I get my trait from, and we had family members that were perpetually late and would waylay plans because they decided to show up when they wanted to, not when we asked them to. And I find it as more of a respect thing. And I know that's not always it's not always perceived that way, but it's like, hey, you told me to be there at 1:45. I'm going to be a few minutes early just because, like I don't, that's when you asked me to be there. I want to be on time. I want to make sure that I'm on time, if not early.
For business,
this is probably a trauma response that I'm just not addressing. But
I mean, no, I think you hit the nail on the head because. But yes, I think it might be a trauma response. For business, because you operate your own business. Do you have the mentality of like, if you're on time, you're late?
No.
Okay.
No, if you're on time, you're on time. If you're early, that just means we get to start earlier and end earlier. Or, I view it as a very respectful thing. Hey, I'm going to pop into this waiting room a few minutes early and not leave this person waiting there for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I pop on because I was like, okay, well, I asked for 1:30 and now it's 1:32.
How do you feel about people who, I'm guilty of this, of running late?
As long as the communication's there, that's fine. And we're not like waiting on like, well, all right, well, you're going to be 15 minutes late to the movie that started 20 minutes ago. I was like, well, that's kind of on you. That's fine. But I don't know. Late, like super late to like a reservation. Yeah, that kind of bugs me.
Yeah. My wife is a therapist, and she has gone through various trainings to help diagnose or help guide people to professionals who can diagnose.
Is this an intervention?
Learning disabilities and stuff like that. And while I do not have formal ADHD, one of the traits that I definitely identify in myself is the inability to appropriately plan. And there's like this phenomenon that happens with folks with ADHD, that there's like basically like there's now and there's not now. And like in the now, you can be very engaged, and if something is happening next week, it's like, oh, that's like a long time away. I can figure it out later. And then later turns into now. And then in the moment, you can be really effective, but like planning for the moment is really challenging. Anyway, that's something that I experienced, but how that relates to like being on time places is that I'm usually late. And Matt, I know you know that, and Brandon, you know that, especially when I've gone to visit you guys in the Pacific Northwest. I'm like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a second. And I'm like still like blazing through Gresham trying to get to wherever we're meeting up. And it's like, it's such a bad way to live because it means that I'm always stressed, but I respect the fact, and like I'm inspired, Matt, by your ability to sort of like plan and look ahead and be like, in order to respect everybody's time. And that's really what I should characterize it as, is like respecting people's time to show up and be there on time.
Well, again, I know being early is never always perceived in a good way. And I understand that, and it's not ever meant to be rude or anything, or invade on somebody's space. It's just, I also have an even further trauma response is like, well, what if I get a flat tire on the way? I need to plan for extra time to change the tire real quick so I'm still on time. And that's
never think about a flat tire. I've never thought about a flat tire.
That's what goes through my mind.
In those situations, though, if you called or texted somebody saying, "Hey, I got a flat tire," like they would be understanding. Like, you know, I don't think it'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with Matt?" Like, he's
stop driving over potholes, idiot.
Yeah, I think, you know, if there is like a one-off situation, like you know, people are understanding of that.
I know that's fair and reasonable. That's just what goes through my head. I go through all of the what if scenarios. It's like, well, what if there's a sniper on I-5 and we get detoured through 205 and that's going to take 25 more minutes? I need to leave now.
And your wife's like, why? And you're like, because of the sniper on I-5. She's like, what? But you're like, maybe. You know, maybe. We don't know, babe.
Don't ask me any more questions.
Oh, rush hour traffic starts at 3, so we have to leave, you know, by 2:30 to blah blah blah. Or like, do you?
It depends on what we're doing. Like, as long as we get to where we're going on time, sure. But if it's like, hey, we're going to the beach for the weekend or whatever, I was like, yeah, let's leave now so we can get through traffic.
Yeah,
and we're just at the beach earlier. We can't check into the Airbnb, but hey, we're at the beach 30 minutes earlier.
What's now? I'm in the danger zone of poking fun, but what's the latest you've shown up for a flight?
Oh, the latest? No, we've done the recommended 2 hours. I haven't gone in under 2 hours.
Okay.
What would your anxiety be like if you did? Like, if it was like, okay, I'm gonna leave my hotel to get to the airport to go home, and it's 2 hours before our flight. Like,
if I leave here at the 2 hour mark,
yeah.
It depends on the airport and how
Are you gonna like decapitate somebody if you?
I'll end up on the news.
Decapitate like a hostage negotiation.
I definitely would be like looking at TSA wait times on the way down and probably get a little jittery in the leg.
Yeah. The problem with those moments, yeah, Matt, I know the feeling, and the problem with those moments is that then little things turn into big things. Like if like, and I've had this with the kids, but like you're like, all right, everybody go to the bathroom before we go. Go to the bathroom before you go. And then as you're getting in the car, I'm like, I have to poop. It's like, for whatever reason, like that's like, God damn it.
Happened just this morning.
Yeah, man. And it's just like those moments occur, and when normally it'd be like, okay, yeah, let's go poop. Like, absolutely, you should definitely go before you go.
Yeah,
I asked you to do that earlier, but like, that's okay.
Like, now we have to go because we're going to miss the other thing.
Right, but when it's like when you're running late, those things feel like so much more, which is absurd, right?
They compound into
like
life altering.
I mean, Jake, you do play D&D regularly. Like, is the game like severely impacted if somebody's late, or
it can be, because I think one of the what I think is the really wonderful things about D&D is that it's like community pretend. Like, it's like kids playing pretend with like structure and rules, so like there's the immersion part of it, but like the whole fun of it is that it's like a group of people playing together and like feeding off of each other's creativity. And so if someone is unable to make it, then you have to sort of like retcon things and like fill in gaps and stuff, and you don't get their input to, you know, do some of the things, because it's while combat is very specific, like turn taking stuff, there's a lot of the stuff that's in between combat that's like, you know, hey gang, what do you want to do? And then you get to like be, oh, there goes Matt. Okay, he asked me. Fuck you guys.
Boring.
You guys asked me. You know what? Fuck you.
Speaking
I don't even like you guys.
I actually need to reach out to you and Ryan, because I have a friend here locally that wants to play, but he doesn't have a group. And he said, I told him about you guys, and he's like, I'll play
about you.
He's like, I'll play if you play. And I was like, I don't know if they can make room for 2 characters. I don't know how it works. But I need to reach out to you and Ryan.
That'd be fun. Yeah, you should. Who's your friend? Well, we can talk about this later. But yeah, no, you should actually. You know what would be great is if we did one of our episodes as a one shot of just doing like a short campaign. We'll do it. That'll be great. Brandon, I can already tell
we
you're
could
really
get
excited.
Ryan on, and he could lead.
That would be.
Maybe he'll come back for an episode if we
That would
play
be
games.
good. That would be a fun.
So
that would
we
be
have
a
like
fun
a
episode.
3-hour long episode.
No, they can be just an hour long. They can be just like something small. But every time I try to play something small with like the kids, I'm like, all right, we'll just do something. And my wife is like, she's like, these take for so long. I'm like, yeah, no, we'll be done. We'll be real quick.
When we were in Seabrook, I was impressed. My oldest, she wanted to play like OG Monopoly. It was at the house. She's like, I want to play. I know about it. Like, I don't know how to play. They played a 2-day game. Game. And it was like on and off for...
I don't know what it is. My kids too, they love Monopoly. And they play till the end, which I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's greed.
I never finished it.
It's greed. That's what
it's
gets
greed.
them.
It's because they're diabolical little devils.
Well,
No, I'm glad we're ending on me calling our children monsters.
walked right into that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the I'm kind of reading through the answers. There's a mixed bag of like, yeah, you're the asshole. No, you're not. Like maybe they should have been clearer in their communication, that sort of thing.
It is a bit passive to like the very next time say,
Yeah.
please don't arrive until. Seems a little aggressive.
We also don't know the relationship between it sounds like there's a lot of complicated feelings happening that people aren't able to communicate very well.
The bowl wasn't out yet. You couldn't put your keys in there.
Yeah.
I mean, this person says the video she sent you was a funny way of telling you what's going on. For many people, if they are expecting company at a certain time, they're still running around trying to get things set up until that time. So having guests arrive early means they're in the way when you're still trying to get ready. A restaurant or a doctor's office want you to arrive early to make sure your appointment starts on time because they have other people scheduled after you. If you're visiting a person at their home, being on time is much more polite than being early. DM's reaction was harsh, but Eileen, you're the asshole, mostly because the girlfriend already explained to you what was going on. So
I will say, don't be late for your doctor's appointments. They ask you to be late because they know there's shitheads out there that will be like, oh, my appointment said it's at 1:20. Cool, I'll be here at 1:30. No, your appointment's at 1:20. You're supposed to see the doctor at 1:20. Bet your ass here by then. Because the first person that's late ruins the entire day. We just talked about pay it forward. You're a fuck it up backwards by doing that.
Well, and I imagine that also, like when people complain about like, I only saw my doctor for 5 minutes and then they like rush me out of there. That's probably why.
It's not their fault. That's Jerry's fault for strolling in whenever he fucking feels like it.
Jerry.
Has that been an episode?
Yes.
On that
rant over. Call it a day.
Get to your doctor on time.
Check your blood sugar. Check it often.
Get your colonoscopy. If not for cancer, do it for fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and thank you to our loyal patrons for supporting the show. If you haven't already, head over to Patreon at patreon.com/qualified nonsense to show your support and catch some exclusive content, including our show Qualified Nonsense After Dark. Watch us over on YouTube at youtube.com/@qualifiednonsense. Also, feel free to send any questions or comments to qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or hit us up on our socials or on Discord found in the episode description. After you've done all that, please also rate, review, share, like, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. We'll see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Qualified Nonsense.
Tschüss.